Generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, is characterized by excessive exaggerated anxiety and worry that consumes the mind of the individual about everyday life events with no obvious reason. People with generalized anxiety disorder tend to always anticipate disasters and tend to focus their worry on their health, money, family, work, or school. Generally, the extended worry is often impractical or nonsensical to the situation. Fear, worry, and dread are constant states of mind that someone with GAD deals with on a daily basis, which interferes with the individual's social activities, daily functioning, work, school, and relationships.
Generalized anxiety disorder is a condition where people are really dealing with lots of intense worry that really interferes with their day-to-day functioning. Most people with generalized anxiety disorder worry about a number of different themes. They might be worried about financial difficulties. They might be worried about bad things happening in the future. Often a focus is worry about health or safety of family members or loved ones.
I had some very specific concerns about my little brother's health. I had a younger brother, and I was always imagining and worrying about him getting hurt or being killed, and all these elaborate stories in my head that I used to run through. And you get stuck. The worry it takes over. You're prisoner to the worry. You know, it's hard to even have a conversation with someone about anything other than what you're worried about. It really just kind of comes in like a poison and just takes over everything.
Since for working on generalized anxiety disorder, there's sort of two main ways we can go about tackling this problem. One is using medication approaches, and the other is using psychological treatments. Probably the principal way that we work on generalized anxiety disorder is what's called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. And what that involves is learning more about what anxiety is, learning more about how the worry develops, understanding what the thinking patterns are, and learning how to shift those. So that might mean things like looking at your worrying style. Is it productive worrying versus unproductive worrying? If it's unproductive worrying, how can we move that towards a more problem-solving focus?
We all have worry, so I wanted to test how prominent the anxiety is at Scripps Ranch High School for upperclassmen students. I used the GAD-7, a test that accurately assigns a number on each student's anxiety level. A score of 5 and under is considered mild anxiety, 10 and above is moderate anxiety, and anything above 15 is severe anxiety. I also asked the students how many AP or college-level classes they were taking, assuming that those who took multiple APs had higher anxiety. My hypothesis was that seniors would have higher anxiety than juniors due to college decisions, final grades, AP scores, and that students stressed most about their grades. After surveying and calculating 182 student scores, I found the following data. I thought that the seniors' GAD-7 scores were going to be skewed left, showing that a majority of the data would be on the higher side. However, I got just the opposite. This graph shows that seniors weigh heavily on the mild and moderate side, with only 6 individuals exhibiting severe anxiety. For the juniors, I was sure that their data would lay heavily on the mild side. However, their graph illustrates a more symmetrical representation of anxiety scores. Juniors also had double the amount of students exhibiting severe anxiety levels, one even scoring a 20. With the rest of my data, I found that most students, both juniors and seniors, took around 3 AP classes, and that there was no correlation to prove that students who took more AP classes had a higher level of anxiety. Some students who took 1 AP had scores ranging from 17 to 20, whereas some students who were taking 4 or 5 APs were scoring 3s and 4s on the GAD-7. I also found that for seniors, there was a tie on what was causing them the most stress. 29 individuals stressed about grades, and 29 individuals stressed about their future. Other categories included social anxiety with 16 students, relationships with none, and other at 13. For juniors, 46 individuals stressed about their grades, 14 individuals stressed about their future, 5 other, 1 social anxiety, and 3 on relationships. Anxiety at Scripps Ranch High School isn't as bad as I had previously thought. However, many students are exhibiting moderate and severe anxiety, which can be treated with cognitive behavioral therapy and medication. It is important to always be supportive and kind to those who suffer with anxiety, and always remember that yoga, exercise, healthy eating, and taking things day by day will help alleviate yourself from any stress.